Look into my eye. Oh man, I am watching the Everything Goes Wrong with Every Alien Movie Ever by CinemaSins, which is just hilarious. Hey guys, this is Pro Dumpster Diver back at it again. I have recently now there were a couple comments, and I appreciate you guys putting questions in the comments. I'm answering them as fast as I can right now. Someone basically said, "Hey, what are you actually getting off of eBay there?" And so this is something I recently got. This is a special 10 pounds of gold board scrap. Now, I recently did get this in today. It just came in right now. For those of you basically looking at it, you're like, dude, that's so many pieces. Yes, it is so many pieces. Now, the proper one for this is it's 10.5 pounds of small scrap e-waste boards. Now, I believe I've done a video of this same one on the channel, but this one is a little bit different right now. The reason why, well, there's three reasons why I buy this. One, if you can actually look at these chips, you can see that they're very small, but the difference is towards the end of them, they're very curved. Okay, so whoever manufactured this had to manufacture it for something specific. This could have went to a robot eye for an actual camera lens, and you would have the gold over here, which would have to touch the positive, and then the ground, and then you would have the connections to it. And the back part, you would have the chip, you would have your little small circuits, and then you would have the ribbon cable would snap into here, and then your MLCCs. Now, for something different here, if I could pick these up here, you're going to have a bit of copper wound in this as well, and this whole piece here is of gold. And then you have components. Now, the question is, what do you do with this right now? Okay, I'm going to show you another example of why I like this. You see this here? This piece here? This piece here has a lot more money than probably one of these pieces of gold. This here accepts light. It can shut on or shut off an actual circuit. Okay, and it's actually soldered into the back. These pieces are about $3 a piece online right now. All right, they're about photoresistors. Okay, and they're very good. When light touches it, it can turn the circuit on or off, and you can program it with the chip, which is right here. And then the ribbon cable piece plugs into here, not technically a gold one right now. So actually, it looks like somebody wrote something here. What's this say? This says shut. What does that mean? What does that actually mean? Shut. See, look at this piece here. Right, you have copper and then you have gold. The reason why I like to get stuff like this is that you put this inside of a little George Foreman grill with a grid around it as a depopulator, and you heat it up. You get all these components coming off of it, okay? And it will basically end up hitting itself kind of like a roll ball mill when you want to shine some stones or something like that. Reason why I love the stuff like this is that it's not just the gold you're getting, okay? So perfect example, look at this piece here, right? We have gold on both sides of this piece, which is great. Okay, and we got a little bit of gold on the back end. Here's the secret: we have copper. Okay, this piece of copper here, if I could take, I gotta be careful, take that out. Right now, when you throw it in, this copper is going to fall out because it's going to desolder due to the heat that's going to be here. Okay, so I could take so many of these little balls of copper, and this is pure copper, by the way. You can see the damn shine on this right now. This here is beautiful. Okay, if I can actually take, let me see if I can get a pliers here and actually pull that out right now. Okay, and it is going to be difficult, but that's why you put this stuff through a machine right now. So if we can pull this bad boy out. Yeah, it wants to be tough. That's why you heat this stuff up here. Now, there we go. Okay, good. We got it. This piece here is pure copper. Okay, this is beautiful, clear copper right now. Sometimes they're actually wound. Okay, yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And guess what? I have so many pieces with that same thing on it. When you put it inside a machine, okay, it's gonna end up coming off, and all you do is you just go through and pick pieces of them off. You might have like a little 1 pound, but the difference is this is pure copper over here, so I will keep that. When you put this through the depopulator and it heats up, all these components are going to pop off. So all I'm going to have is I'm going to have these chips here with gold on it. And then I can put that in acid, or I can go ahead and put that into a copper basket and just reverse electroplate it. Okay, there's so many pieces here. Also, you have ones like this here. This chip is very special. Here's why. This here, okay, is what you would call a heat bridge. Okay, this little aluminum piece here, which will also have a nice piece of aluminum. Under this is a chip that does overheat. So they did put this here to basically draw that heat off, by the way. And you have another chip under it here, and that's where it actually connects. This little 10.5 bucket here is worth a lot more than you think. Okay, actually, looks like we got another piece right here. Copper piece there with some more gold on it. There's some big piece. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is where, so this is where the actual chip would go. It would sit right here and it would connect to all of these pieces and your cable would actually attach out. Okay, beautiful. Now this one doesn't have any circuitry. Well, it does have circuitry, but it doesn't have any components on it. Now this one is how it's actually supposed to look, with this special lens right here and that part that's actually soldered on, and your ribbon cable would slide into that and actually snap. Many of them have push snap, or you would need a flat bit screwdriver to go ahead and snap that there. Very, very beautiful. That's how that's supposed to look right now. Now someone's saying, okay, great, dude, that's amazing right now that you actually have it. I'm like, yes, even though these pieces are thick, sometimes these clear parts, which are the screens, do contain gold. So when you do depopulate this, you're going to have a basket full of components and chips. Take these chips there and throw them into another little bucket and put those suckers in acid immediately. Take these copper pieces you have, throw that sucker into a little container, and you can heat that up and make your little copper bar just like that. This here actually appears to be an actual C unit, which would have actually attached to something right now, and you actually have this special white thick resin. You've seen that on solar panels beforehand if you've watched the channel. Okay, so this little thing here has a lot more money in it than you would normally think. The difference is some people say, hey, it's going to take me too much time to do that. No, all you do is you go online, you find that little George Foreman grill that they have that heats up. It's for rotisserie turkeys. You put a grid inside of that, okay, a special fence, and you throw these bad boys in there. Throw them in there, and guess what? Let all of the components and everything drop down. And all you're going to have is you're going to have your chips with the gold on both parts of it. Throw that in acid. That's what you get, okay? Your additional money is going to be the components, because you're going to have MLCCs. You're going to have copper that comes out of that as well, which is a very nice chunk piece. You're going to end up having chips. Take the whole thing and put it in acid. Separate the gold, separate the copper, and separate the chips there. That is just amazing to actually see that right now. Like the shine copper here is just absolutely beautiful. And I have a nice big box of these right now. I think I have a little bit more for those of you who watch the channel in the unit. But this was definitely worth the money. I think I paid less than $100 for this, but this is definitely good. Now, is it going to take time? Yes, it is, because you have to let the heat get up to about, I'd say about maybe 200 or 300 degrees for the solder on these to actually come off. And then while it's moving, it basically nicks everything off to the bottom. You have to make sure that when you create the fence, these chips don't actually fall out. So it's got to be small enough to go through there right now. You might have to use nylon or a special metal fence that definitely puts everything through. But this is beautiful. I'm absolutely loving this piece right now. I will update you guys with the gold we have. For those of you still watching it, tomorrow we are going to go through the 86 pounds of gold that we have. I'm going to take the gold and move the boards into two black smaller buckets, and then we're going to end up draining all the liquid off that's actually in there as well. Okay, we're going to be very, very busy tomorrow morning, so I have to get up early to do that, even though I'm watching Alien versus Predator tonight with CinemaSins. So I definitely will make sure I want to get that stuff done. All right, guys, you have a good night. Any questions, put them in the comments right now. I am not selling any of this stuff here. For those of you like, dude, how much of that do you have? I'd literally show you a box of it right now, but I'm not going to do that. All right. And then we have more stuff coming up on the channel. All right. Pro Dumpster Diver out.